Today on Hudson Vintage, I want to show you my favorite multicolor or multi-chrome jewelry. It's all vintage or antique. Most of it is unsigned. I have 10 pieces to show you. Only 2 of them are signed, so this is going to be really educational for you. If you've been around a while, you know that I talk a lot about vintage and vintage style, and I'm a vintage jewelry expert, and there are many videos that I've done. If you have any questions about Haskell jewelry, or you need something evaluated or attributed or identified, you can always email me at hudsonvintage@me.com, and I will take a look at it for you. And there's also a Facebook page and an Instagram, and you can join the membership is through Patreon, and the link is always in the description box below. So this week, because I'm feeling so festive, I wanted to share my top 10 favorite vintage jewelry, multi-chrome or multicolor pieces, and this is going to be really educational for you because only 2 of them are signed. All the other ones are excellent. What to look for examples of unsigned vintage jewelry that's still valuable, still rare, still good quality, still collectible. So be ready, take your notes because you want to be able to recognize things like this when you see them. They happen to be some of my favorite earrings. I bought them new in the 1980s. They are vintage designer, they are signed, and I did a whole video on vintage designer jewelry from the 1980s and the 1990s, which is definitely worth watching. So check that out. I'll put the card right here. These are anodized aluminum or niobium, and there's different names for this kind of metal. And these are vintage David Spada. I got these from the boutique I worked in the 1980s on Columbus Avenue in Manhattan. That boutique was called Savage. If any of you are old enough to remember it, do email me. That would be so much fun. My manager's name was Danielle. And I was there for several years, actually. So I have a lot of vintage jewelry jobs. I feel like everything I've done in my life has pointed me to this spot. I worked in Bloomingdale's fine jewelry. I worked in different boutiques, and I finally had my own store. So anyway, so look at this. Aren't these fabulous? These are so festive and so happy and so joyful. They bring me so much joy, and I just want to go out right now and celebrate. Number 2 is the second signed piece. This is vintage 1960s Van Damme. This is it on a black neck. It's absolutely gorgeous. This is black seed beads with multicolor crystals and gold filigree work, and it has the fancy clasp. And what I want to share about this, actually, it's important to note that this necklace is not signed, okay? But if you look at the clasp, I get a lot of people writing me asking me if these clasps are Haskell. This is what the back looks like. It has the exposed wiring on the mesh. Okay, that's actually can be indicative of a bunch of different things. In this case, it's Van Damme because I have the earrings, which are signed Van Damme, but as time goes on, things get separated from their mates. So if you don't have the earrings to go with a necklace like this, you might say, oh, I have a vintage Haskell, and this is worth $800. And the truth is it's a Van Damme, which is nice. It was the top line at the time, but it's no Haskell. So anyway, it's a box slide clasp. See, there's the wire and the mesh that the wiring is on. That's what it looks like. It's all wired in crystal. It's absolutely beautiful. I don't know if you can see. Let me put this on. Okay, so I'm going to leave this here. I like the way that looks. The great thing about well-designed vintage jewelry is that it was thoughtfully enough designed so that you could wear it all different ways. This is great. I like it spread out. I think it looks really modern like that, but you can also twist it up like a torsade. You can put the clasp on the side or in the back. I'm going to leave it like right about there, and I'm going to show you the earrings. These are the lovely earrings. They are signed Van Damme, and that is how they look. Aren't they great? Okay, now we're getting on to unsigned pieces. Number 3 is this gorgeous 1980s modern art geometric shaped wooden beaded necklace. These are all the primary colors. Let me take it off the pink neck for you. Look how fabulous this is. I believe this to be a Les Bernard, that the clasp went missing. So someone just put a little figure 8 on it, and the hook is literally just where the crimper bead was. So I know this is a replacement clasp, and I've seen pieces like this in Les Bernard. So if you're looking for something like this, if this really strikes your fancy, definitely check for Les Bernard. Anyway, you can see why this brings me so much joy. Isn't it lovely? This is number 4. This is the Schiaparelli. This is the unsigned Schiaparelli. This is a combination of Crystal and Moon Glow in the primary colors. I put it on the hot pink, hopefully, so that you can see the black beads. And this is in the Egyptian Revival style. And it's just incredibly fabulous. This has green Moon Glow and blue Moon Glow, and the outrageous pointed diamond beads. Look at that. This is what this one looks like on. Isn't it fabulous? You can also wear it longer and have it be kind of messy. And this is the only one I've ever seen like this. It's extremely rare. And don't email me asking me to sell this one. Almost everything you see in every video you can email and ask about if you don't see it on the website. Because I am a team of one and I don't get everything on the website. I get barely anything on the website, actually, but it's worth checking out because I do a friend it forward thing, and because I get a lot of friend mail, so I try and include something from the friend mail with every purchase. And if there's a lot of friend mail stocked at the time on the website, you can actually choose something, or you can ask me to choose something. But in any case, this is not for sale. This is another Egyptian Revival piece. This is also plastic, and this is just 1980s. It does have the primary color beads mixed in with the black and white. This could be as early as the 1960s. It does have a replaced clasp. Someone put a cheap lobster claw clasp on it, so it is difficult to date. But in any case, it is one of my favorite pieces as well when I'm in a happy, joyful mood, and I will put it on for you. Look at that. That brings me so much joy. It's Egyptian Revival, but it's colorful. And it's handmade, you know, hand-strung in the old days, the way they made them. Even if they were made for jewelry companies, they were made by people, by hand. And I just love the graphic quality of it, and I love that it's Egyptian Revival. And this is definitely something that is collectible, and people would love to add to their collections if you're lucky enough to score one out while thrifting or at a yard sale or at a garage sale. This is another one like that one. They made cha-cha bracelets out of this, and the tassel-y earrings, and they made these long necklaces, and they usually made them in like 3 shades of green or 3 shades of blue, or white, gray, and black, or all white or all black or whatever. And this is the only one that I've ever kept that I haven't sold because I just love the multi-chrome of it. And I'm tempted at the end of this video to just pile it all on together. I think I might do that. Isn't this great? So that is, and this is also unsigned, and that is number 6. Okay, now we're getting into the better unsigned vintage. This is end of the day glass in primary colors. This is Czech glass. This is 1930s. It's unusual to see such a long strand. I believe that someone did restring this, and that it was originally a 2-strand necklace like this because this was much more common. But I love how long it is, and I love that you still have the option to do it using a shortener. If you haven't watched my video, How to Accessorize with Vintage Jewelry, you should really take a look at that because there's lots of new different ways to wear vintage jewelry, and this is an ideal piece to work with and to get lots of ideas with if you watch that video. I'm just going to knock this today. Isn't this beautiful? These beads are exquisite and very rare. This is number 8 and a bonus. This is a strand of Czech glass beads from the 1930s. It's incredibly long. Look at it. And it has some glass leaf-shaped beads and all the primary colors, some bicones, but it's glass from the 1930s, Czechoslovakia. And I put a couple of jump rings, one on each end, because I like to use pins as clasps, but this could easily be worn in a lariat style or a scarf style. See, here it is kind of a negligee. And then you could do the lariat like that, or the scarf style. And again, this is unsigned, but easily attributed to Czech glass beads. And then here's the bonus. This is a little multicolor crystal pin from the 1960s. And what I do, and this is in the how to wear vintage jewelry as accessories video as well. But there's a different example of it. I just put the pin through both of the jump rings like that. See, like that? And then it's attached and it becomes the clasp that you can also use as a centerpiece if you want, in a very Chanel kind of way. See that? Isn't that lovely? So that is number 8. Number 9 is also a lariat style, but this is actually designed to be that way. It has the tassels on the end. This is crystal. So this is either 1960s or 1970s. I believe it is also Vendôme. Look how lovely this is, just stranded over the neck like that. Isn't that beautiful? And this also has the very Chanel-esque color, so you can blend it in with your higher end designer. I believe this to be either Vendôme or Hattie Carnegie because of the tassel detail. Isn't that gorgeous? And look at the quality of the crystal. These multicolor crystals, these are old, and it's a nice gold plating, and it's all wired. Each bead is wired on, so it's definitely high quality. And I have seen Hattie Carnegie tassels like this, so it might be Hattie Carnegie, it might be Vendôme. In any case, I absolutely love it. Look, there it is, sort of asymmetrical. That's very cool. And then finally, number 10 is a pair of earrings marked Japan. And here they are. These are absolutely so beautiful. These are those bright, clear pastel colors and faux Baroque pearls, which are very Haskell, but this is marked Japan. And they have a great swing to them. And some of the older Japan is super high quality, so don't let that discourage you. And that's what those look like. Now I'm just going to put everything on. That's it. Click like, subscribe, ring the bell. See you next time.